bet you if you Googled, though, Bright Eyes, Turn Around Bright Eyes, it would come
I think Bright Eyes is a band. So you'd probably get the band.
If you turn around Bright Eyes, if you typed in the lyric itself,
you'd find porn.
Probably.
Because no matter what you Google. It's like, even if you do like Barney and Friends, like the third option's gonna be porn.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got to imagine somebody, yes, has done Barney and Friends.
Ew. I love you. You fillet me.
Whoa!
We're one happy fam. Not allowed in America. Or anywhere.
Yeah.
Really
Wow.
incestuous behavior. Hey, Chad, how are you? Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey.
I assume the show started now.
Yeah, well, we might as well. How are you doing? I mean, I got to tell you something. It's been a weird week for me because I've kind of just been, you know, working and stuff, and so I don't even know what to talk about right now. So.
Oh no.
What are you gonna?
Well, we do have something to talk about.
What are we gonna talk about?
How good Daredevil is.
Ooh.
We're both watching the Netflix TV show Daredevil, which has gotten renewed for a second season, by the way.
Of course it has.
Of course.
Whatever.
However, they're getting a new showrunner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
That could be sad. It could be sad.
I assume it's based on scheduling conflicts. Like, I doubt they have a problem with the way the guy did the first season because of the success and critical acclaim of the show.
He could be moving into a larger role in one of the other Marvel-based Netflix originals.
Well, they're doing so many of those Marvel ones. This is literally one of 5 like original Netflix Marvel shows coming out.
Exactly. Okay, a piece of controversy surrounding Daredevil, and
there's controversy.
It's not controversy so much. I just read some shit on the internet, and you know what the internet's like. People are saying that they think that Vincent D'Onofrio is doing a disservice to the character of Fisk by the way he is portraying the character, his pattern of speech and different things. I'm like, they're wrong. Is what that comes out. That shit is fucking wrong.
2 points. 1, he's doing a great job. You all need to shut the hell up, and you're about to say this.
D'Onofrio is fucking amazing, first of all. Okay, I mean, across the board. I mean, his performance is nuanced. It's layered. It's tortured. I mean, fucking A. He's doing an awesome job with Fisk.
Second point. Wilson Fisk is like a 3rd-tier bad guy in the Marvel universe. Let him do with it whatever the fuck he wants.
It's a good thing. He's made Fisk like less of a, less 2-dimensional. I mean, I got a fully fleshed out.
Less of a comic book bad guy and more of a good bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly amazed by D'Onofrio just across the board. I mean,
he can put on a lot of weight for this role too. Yeah, he seems.
I think at this point it's kind of like he's like, fuck it.
Well, Wilson Fisk was always a really big guy, so it calls for the role, obviously.
Of course. But as an actor, you can see him, sort of fluctuating back and forth. But there comes a point with a big guy, because he's a big guy. He's always been a big guy. There's been times when he's probably been smaller. But there comes a point you're just like, you know what? It's a whole lot easier because he's got to be what? I'm thinking
in that 50. Show. Age-wise, yeah, he's got to be in his mid-50s. He's got to be right. Because he was in Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket back in the 80s. So yeah, I mean, there comes a point you're just like, wow, I can be.
He pretty much have to be in his 50s.
Be big. Go.
Hey, buddy, it's your Agent Eddie.
Hey, Eddie, what's up?
Hey, buddy, I got 2 big roles for you. 2, okay?
Okay.
You got to pick one, though, because they're shooting at the same time.
Okay.
First one, it's this indie sort of thing. You're going to play this fat guy. They need you to get up to about 400 pounds for it, okay? Basically, it's this depressing thing. Your mom just died. It's this whole thing. Then you kill yourself at the end.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, what's the next one?
The next one, big budget, man, blockbuster. I'm talking Clooney. I'm talking Pitt. I'm talking money, buddy. I'm talking money.
All right.
Basically, what they do, to start off, you need to lose about 70 pounds. And then we're going to go in.
Back eye roll.
You know, I mean,
He'd have to be in his 50s or 60s because
Right.
Full Metal Jacket to be the right age. They'd only hired people in their 20s,
Yep.
except for like the officers and stuff. He wasn't one of them.
yeah, true enough. And he was amazing in that movie. Fuck yeah,
that was 30 years ago.
Crazy good. So
He's good.
Anyway,
He's good in pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I always go to his like when I think of him, I always go to his like 5 or 6 season run on Law and Order.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, Criminal Intent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of the thousands of.
And I'm not a Law and Order guy. I mean, I didn't watch very many, but I can say
saw Law
watching
and Order
him,
on at your house last time I was there.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was on. You know, was I watching it?
Was I memorizing every line that they all said?
It's like,
yes.
It's like my go-to channels when I need something on is El Rey, of course.
You have El Rey?
Yeah.
How
Right,
deep
for now.
How deep
El
on the
Rey.
order system did you have to go for that one?
You know, they fucked up with El Rey because I've got sort of the first tier digital cable shit for whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not. They don't stick it in with the other channels. They stick it in with the Spanish channels. And
That's a mistake.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not worthy.
It's not a strict Spanish channel.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's just called El Rey.
Exactly.
It is aimed to the Hispanic American market, to
Right.
be fair, but it's a Hispanic American market as opposed to straight Spanish speaking.
When a good chunk of the programming is classic sort of 70s action suspense films and like kung fu movies, I mean, it's not straight up
Fair enough.
a Latino thing, you know?
But
It's like-
most people who would be into that, though, I think would find that at some point.
Well,
you know what
yeah,
I mean? Even
totally
like
true.
accidentally.
But the other one would be USA. So it's like, you know, I just go, okay, I'm flipping channels. If El Rey doesn't appeal to me at the point, it's like go to USA, and then something on those two channels I can just listen to while I do other shit. I'm kind of like a dog when I'm at home alone. I gotta have the TV on, or else I get lonely.
That's what I do with Twitch all day. There's just some Twitch channel playing in my apartment somewhere, and just for now, for instance. Hence why we do this every week in the background of the shot, because that would just be on.
There you go.
I just mute it. 2 trailers I want to talk about.
Oh.
Did you see the full trailer for Star Wars?
The one where we get to see Han and Chewie at the end?
Yes.
That was awesome.
Was it just awesome because of Han and Chewie at the end, or was it awesome for the whole thing? Because I think it was awesome for the whole thing.
The whole thing, I'm going, okay, yeah, okay.
They had,
and then Han and Chewie comes on, and Han says, Chewie, we're home. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like that.
Chewie's aged well, by the way.
Yeah, well, you know, it's Wookiee, so we don't know what he looks like underneath that fur. We just know he has a grade, and all we know, for all we know, he's coloring.
I just expected him to look like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons after all these years.
A little bit crazy, smoked a little too much weed. I get it. Yeah.
And then the Star Destroyer at the beginning was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll give you that. The Star Destroyer and that X-wing were all like down on the ground.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a moment like, oh. And then you got a whole bunch of that one dude in the Stormtrooper outfit.
Sweating and breathing heavy?
Breathing heavy, right?
Which apparently is what he does for like 90% of the movie based on the trailers I've seen so far.
And then you got the Luke voiceover, which is, you know, it's not bad. That's
from Revenge, right?
Well, I think that was been added to. There's a piece of that was in Return of the Jedi.
Return, okay.
And which was the original title was Revenge of the Jedi, so don't feel bad. I'm a Star Wars geek, kind of.
Why do all the samurai look like, stormtroopers look like samurai?
That's a pretty good observation, Mike. I'm actually a little surprised. First, you have to understand that Lucas admired and therefore was influenced by Kurosawa, the Japanese filmmaker. This movie, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, is modeled on Kurosawa's work, A Hidden Fortress. Now, Hidden Fortress had 2 characters, the idiots, basically. The innocents that sort of watching the things going on around them happen and commenting on those things. Very much like what C-3PO and R2 do through the entire series
So, I forget.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that. And they changed it because they were aiming towards a younger audience, so they didn't want to have revenge in the title.
Right. They didn't feel that real Jedis, do the revenge thing.
Revenge.
Anyway, the point being that, they added that, there's more and whatever the fuck. Anyway, you got the chick with the lightsaber, which I'm assuming is like somebody's kid, Probably like Han and Leia's kid, because they got it home.
Do you care about have we talked about this before on the show?
I'm probably.
The Claymore lightsaber with the handles. Have you seen that?
The ones that go like out and...
They go out a little bit, and then there's another lightsaber that goes up.
Oh, really?
It's just it's like a Claymore handles.
Oh.
You know what a Claymore is, right? Like really long sword.
Yeah.
Well, you know how the wrist guard goes out?
Yeah.
They showed it's playing on the screen right now, but they showed the bad guy has a lightsaber there's two little lightsaber blades that come out the side. Yeah. Do you care? A lot of people like freaked out about that and were like mad.
Really?
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
It is fucking stupid. I thought it was cool looking.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool looking.
Cool, for sure. I mean, if they're not going to get pissed at the dual lightsaber from Darth Maul, why would you get pissed off because two little lightsaber things come out?
Darth Maul
shit off with it.
Was one of the best parts of that movie.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty fantastic for sure.
There were as bad as the prequels were. There were some good parts. For one, Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor worked his ass off in those movies.
Yeah, and he did Obi-Wan justice for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who played the Emperor. The guy who played the Emperor.
Yeah, he did a nice job too.
Did a great job.
Yeah. And I liked in the first one with Qui-Gon. I liked what's his name? The guy from like all
Sam Jackson.
No, that's
Qui-Gon.
No, Qui-Gon Jinn was the dude who was the mentor for Obi-Wan. You're thinking of Mace Windu, who's also
Mace Windu, yeah.
But Qui-Gon was played by the dude that's in all of those you're about to be taken movies. Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. I forgot Liam Neeson was in that.
Liam Neeson plays basically the same dude in all of his movies now.
Yeah.
I kind of miss like when he was like Darkman.
Most actors get to that point where they just start playing whatever the fuck. True. And it's generally after they win like a major award. They're like, done it.
Yep.
Done now.
Now I can coast. Look at Cuba Gooding Jr. Poor Cuba.
That's why Leonardo is still working so hard.
Poor Cuba.
Poor Cuba. What's wrong with poor Cuba? What's wrong with radio? You leave radio alone.
You never go full retard, man. Come on. Never go full
retard. What do you mean? Check it out. Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man, look retarded, act retarded, not retarded. Count two picks, cheated cards. Autistic, sure, not retarded. You got Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. Slow, yes, retarded, maybe, braces on his legs, but he charmed the pants off next to him and he won a ping pong competition. That ain't retarded. He was a goddamn war hero. Right. You know any retarded war heroes? You went full retard, man. Never go full retard. You don't buy that? Ask Sean Penn, 2001, I am Sam. Remember? Went full retard. Went home empty-handed.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes for Tropic Thunder? Tropic Thunder is the movie we're talking about.
Yeah, obviously.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes of Tropic Thunder?
I have not. I've heard many people tell the tale.
The commentary from Tropic Thunder might be the single greatest commentary that's ever been put on DVD ever. Because it's first off, they got the entire main cast to do it, right?
Well, right. I mean, you have to with a cast like that. Jack Black's probably doing cocaine, like right there.
Jack Black shows up late, stoned, by the way,
of course,
eating chicken. Like, he just shows up like 20 minutes into the movie, and everybody makes fun of him about it.
Of course, why wouldn't he? He's Jack Black. He knew what the fuck he wanted.
Robert Downey literally does every voice he does in the movie during the commentary because he does the line, "I never break character until the DVD commentary's over." So he does the black guy voice, he does the Australian voice, and when it cuts to that bad Chinese guy voice he does for a while, he does that voice too. And it's fucking phenomenal.
Because he's hilarious.
He's super funny. He's super
I would hang
funny.
out with him. I totally would.
I would hang out with him.
I would hang out with him. I would like to hang out with him, and I would like to hang out with Jimmy. and I would like to hang out.
Jimmy Spader.
And I would like to hang out with Bill Shatner.
William Shatner.
Bill Shatner.
81-year-old Bill Shatner.
Right. Bill Shatner, Jimmy, and
Robert Downey.
We'll call him Rob.
I think he's Bob. I think he goes by Bob with his friend.
Bob?
No,
Okay.
I've heard he goes by Bob with his friend.
Because he's not my friend yet. Jimmy, my buddy, we hang out in my dreams. And
or RDJ. You can call him Jimmy Spader. You hang out with his butthole in his dream.
and the Shat. Can you say that? That's kind of awkward.
No, the Shat. The Shat is absolutely his name. The Shat is one of his names.
But I think you got the 5 of us together. Shit could get crazy.
Would get loud. I can tell you that. Get really loud.
I got a feeling that, Bill be all sitting back, with a big old blunt, being all throne-like.
Does he smoke the marijuana?
Come on.
At 81?
What? Obviously the dude smoke up. Come on.
Well, I know Harrison Ford does. Have you ever seen any interview with him? The dude just blazed out of his mind every time he does an interview. But
what should we call
Harrison?
What should we call Harrison? We should call him Harry? No.
Mr. Ford?
Probably. Is the most, that's probably true.
Mr. Ford.
Mr. Ford. He started quite young, too. He was in some old school stuff. And
he was in the 70s. He never made it to the 60s.
Yeah, he was like late 60s. He was in some stuff.
Really?
As a young kid, yeah. Like we're doing extra work and featured extra work, and I shouldn't really call it. He had lines, and I remember there because I saw this interview with him, and I can't remember what movie it was, but he played a waiter, right? Mm-hmm. And he went over to the star of which was like Rock Hudson or some shit like that. I don't remember. And he goes,
Rock Hudson's a cool dude.
Excuse me, sir, you have a phone call. And there was one of the studio execs was on set that day, right? And the studio exec afterwards looked at him and said, "Well, I didn't see a star up there, did I?" And Mr. Ford said, "No, sir, I thought you were supposed to see a waiter." Right? An actor, man.
Yes, sir. Here's your tea.
Cut! Cut!
Cut! I cannot work like this.
Cut! Jesus fucking Christ.
You asked for a bit part waiter. I gave you a bit part waiter.
No, I didn't. I asked for a transgender ex-cop helping his ex-girlfriend's kid learn math.
What?
Okay, so the trailer I want to talk to you about is the leak on the Batman v Superman trailer. So they had to put that out. Did you see that yet?
I have not watched it on purpose. I just couldn't do it.
I did.
Really?
And, here, they did it the right way. First off, they got, the Portuguese version got leaked, a few days ahead of time. So they're just like, fuck it, put the trailer out. Which is the smart thing to do.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Whoever, Zack Snyder, the guy who directed it, was he put out a snarky tweet about it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm sure he was just bitter because I'm sure they had a plan and, blah, blah, and you just hate to go through all that work and it just get ruined a little bit. But marketing plans, you know what I mean? It's time eating bullshit that just got wasted, thrown out the window. But anyway, it just does away. The whole thing I think is kind of beautiful because there's a few elements in it. One, there's people literally treating Superman as a god, the second coming of Christ, and they show that in the trailer. They just treat him as a Jesus figure. Then there's this statue of him, and it has "false god" written on the chest.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And then the end of it is Batman in full metal armor with glowing lights in his eyes. Look up at him and goes, "Can you bleed?" And it's you know exactly what you're going to see those two punch each other. I'm just spit all over the place.
Spit everywhere, dude.
You're going to see those two punch each other in the face repeatedly, and that's all that movie needs to be. That trailer told me everything that I need to know. It's not going to tell you any backstory. It's not going to do this bullshit they're struggling with stuff.
Right.
It's going to say, Batman thinks this guy needs to be taken down a peg, and he's going to prove it on a big stage. And that's what I want to fucking watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm officially excited for that.
And if that's what that is, if that's what it actually is, that could be kind of fun. I will totally agree. I feel like there's way too much opportunity because of all this, you know, he's a god, he's not a god, and all that kind of crap. And I'm assuming that Batman's supposed to be like older Batman now.
Yeah, it's older Batman.
I mean, if we I'm not real familiar with the DC source material.
He was retired.
Right.
He was retired from being Batman, and he feels like, well, I mean, did you watch Man of Steel? Mm-hmm. Okay. The amount of damage and death and destruction that Superman fundamentally, like, everybody is praising him for saving the world, right? But those other aliens wouldn't have showed up if he wouldn't have kind of asked them to. You know what I mean? It's kind of his fault that any of that happened in the first place. Mm-hmm. And I think Bruce Wayne, Batman, goes, yeah, it's your fucking fault, man. That's your fault all those people are dead. It's your fault those other aliens came down and blew shit up. It's your fucking fault. And you're being treated as a god because of it. And that's great to me. I'm always going to take Batman's side on this stuff because Superman's a shitty character.
Yeah,
but
Batman's way more interesting, with the darkness and whatever's.
Darkness!
Agreed. I'll see it. I did see the controversy about the Wonder Woman outfit.
Because it's garbage. It's not like a feasible outfit for a warrior.
This warrior is ready for battle. Let's do this. Shadow, what the fuck are you wearing?
What is +3 strength?
What about the fedora?
It's a trilby.
Yeah, I don't know what people expected, though. I mean...
No, but they've done, like, comic book versions where she's, like, in armor with, like, pants and, like, greaves and, like, they have source material to work off of in which she is, you know, wearing armor. Okay. As opposed to a fucking cheerleader's outfit.
I've not seen that source material, because all the source material that I am familiar with as a kid, because, again, I'm not a DC guy. But,
this is somebody who's supposed to be able
to look like a cheerleader. I mean, that's what she looked like.
Well, that's because you're thinking of, like, the 70s.
Well, yeah, of course, that's exactly, because that's my source material. That's where I came from. So, and I'm not saying, all I'm saying is, like, it looked kind of Xena warrior princess shit to me. It looked like way too 90s. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not, like, pissed off about it.
I think it's one of many small decisions that have made people question whether or not this will do any service to the characters they're sporting. You know what I mean?
Sure. That I can buy that.
One of the big ones for me was when they announced the guy they cast as the Flash for the DC movies when. On the same day that the second episode of the Flash TV show came out. That's a fucking terrible decision by that company that is in charge of both of those things.
I'd like to formally announce, in conjunction with DC Comics, that I have been announced as Nightwing for the Nightwing series.
And now I'd like to announce, along with DC Comics, that I am now Nightwing. So
that's not. Ow! How are you Nightwing?
And I think those are poor decisions that they've made sort of across the board with a lot of the DC.
I'm fucking hot as hell. I'm going to turn the AC. Yeah, keep talking.
But yeah, as far as the DC universe is concerned, they've made awkward decisions sort of across the board. One of the coolest things about, like, Daredevil, let's go back to that. In the Daredevil series, they reference shit that happened in the Avengers. I mean, that's they're creating an entirely singular world that all of the Marvel shit is taking.
And that's why DC should have had a jump on Marvel in that DC technically started this stuff before them.
Sure,
you know what I mean? The Batman stuff, but the problem is they reached from all aspects of what Warner Brothers owned, and it was like Bernstein Bears is part of their property too, and they were just throwing darts at a wall that aren't attached in any way towards the beginning.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Batman works. Okay, we'll do Batman more. Like, Marvel's like, we'll just do everybody, and they're all connected, and it's they're all the same thing. And, like, that's another thing that DC isn't doing. This is a mistake they're still making. They have two highly successful television shows right now based on 2 of their Justice League characters, Green Arrow and The Flash. They have their own standalone television shows, and they do very, very well.
And those 2 shows are connected.
But they're not connected to the movies, which doesn't make any fucking sense because the same company, Warner, owns DC and owns the CW. They own all of these things. They should be working together. They're not.
That's old school way of looking at things where you have TV is different than movies. And they've separated the two. And
the TV Flash, Grant Gustafson, should have been made The Flash.
Yeah,
he should have just been made The Flash. Stephen Amell, who is the Green Arrow, should have just been made the Green Arrow. And just been like, yep, it's all the same.
Yep, and that's exactly what they should have done. But they've separated the 2 properties. We'll say the
universes.
They've separated the 2 platforms.
Yes.
They look at like TV is now different than theater or theatrical,
which is very stupid.
Yeah, in today's age, you can't do that
because people are going to compare them. They're going to compare them.
They're connected. They're the same thing. They're just a platform for us to watch shit on.
It's like this is a fundamental biggest problem with TV and movies in general right now. They still believe that they are somehow different and individual. These days, it's all the same fucking thing, man. It's all something we watch stuff on, and we all watch it online. So fuck it.
And what has Marvel done? Marvel's been smart enough that they got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Where they have guest stars come on from the fucking movies,
which is a straight network TV.
Yes.
It's on ABC for Christ's sake.
And then you've got. They're doing a bunch of stuff on Netflix, right? Which is even a third platform, digital distribution. Are they half-assing it?
No.
Are they going, oh, it's not important because it's just on the internet? No, they're fucking nailing that shit.
And I would bet dollars to donuts. They've already announced Captain America 3 is going to be Civil War. They're going to do the Civil War, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be crazy. I would bet dollars to donuts all of the Defenders from the Netflix series end up in Civil War. I would almost guarantee all of those people, the actors playing them, are in that movie.
And in a way, and this could say something. I mean, it could mean something different for actors now. When you sign on to do a role like a superhero, right? You sign on to take part in a universe.
You're that character for a long time, and that's awesome.
Yeah, you're signing on for kind of ever.
A great example is the woman who plays Lady Sif in the Thor movies.
Right, yeah.
She has ended up in 2 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., both Thor movies, and she was in another, I think she was in another Marvel movie too.
That's possible, yeah.
I'm not certain, I think.
So just that alone.
That's like, you're cast. And they're just giving you work.
Yeah.
You're just going to do that for now.
Exactly. So then as an actor, I mean, it becomes more like being an actor in a very successful long-running television show.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that character? Do you just continue it? I mean, if you get bored easy as an actor, you got to really think about what you're going to do.
But unlike like the Friends thing where you're doing 24 episodes a year or something like that, this you're doing like a movie. So you're doing like 3 months and then you're a thing, and then you're going to do an episode of a show, which is like a week and a half.
But like, think about the dude who's playing Daredevil in the right. So he's doing
13 episodes,
the short episode seasons for that run, and then now he's saying, okay, you have to come in and you have to be part of this new movie. Of course, right now that kid's young enough and he's
and then he'll probably do
fucking awesome.
And then he'll probably do cameos in maybe some of the other Marvel stuff.
Start doing stuff with the other
and
Marvel
then the
shows.
Defenders, which is its own standalone season.
Yeah. Then suddenly it becomes like a year-round job.
It's true.
It'd be pretty fucking awesome. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. But you're no longer like, oh, I'm going to work for 4 months, and then I get the rest of the year to do my indie street cred building work. But is that a bad thing? I mean, I'm just bringing it up. I mean,
I don't think you need much indie street cred stuff when you're a Marvel character. I think that's enough indie street cred to just go around.
Not anymore. No. Now you got to do like Have you? You're not now. You don't have any real independent street cred until you play someone with like incredibly bad habits, like you're a child molester, or you've murdered your mother or whatever. It's gonna be all like hardcore now.
This summer on Fox, one murdered his mother, the other's a child molester. Watch them get into hijinks in this summer's biggest new show, Indie Street Cred.
Well,
I'm gonna get some candy and go
look
out
forward
to
to our next comedic web series about murderous child molesters.
There you go.
called Indie Street Cred.
And you got to be pregnant at the time, by the way.
Yep, I will. Juno. Ellen Page, teach me how to be a lesbian pregnant person. Do it.